Let's go.
All right, I just started it. You good? Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very, very special guest who is super nervous. Everybody, this is my boyfriend, Malcolm. Say
Hi, everybody.
All right, he's really nervous, so cut him some slack. He doesn't like being in front of cameras, and he's just a timid person sometimes.
I can speak for myself.
All right, so first what we're gonna start off with, so on my Instagram and my Snapchat, I asked people to send in like unpopular relationship opinions, like personal stories and stuff like that. So that's gonna be like the second part of this. That's what we're gonna get into. But first we're gonna do just like us, like get into little things about us that people have asked or I feel like would be good to tell people since we're doing like a relationship couple episode, whatever. So first, okay, so before we get started, I do want to give Malc a shout out because I feel like he helps me very much a lot with this whole thing. Like he just lets me bounce ideas off of him. He listens to me ramble about my ideas. He kind of like helps me consolidate my ideas and stuff. So I do want to say thank you for that while he's here on camera.
And then the NPR does whatever she wants to do anyway.
But I do not do whatever I want to do anyway. I do listen to your input. It's very important. So thank you. So first we're going to start with telling people how we met. Like we're just going to start with that. How did we meet? You tell the story because I feel like I'm gonna ramble.
Like the very beginning?
Not the very beginning. Just like, how do we know each other? Let's do that.
We know each other from middle school, 6th grade, in TLC, our little magnet program.
Tell them that story. I don't remember this, but what me and Aftercare, what I said to you when I gave you my phone number. Remember that?
I don't remember that, but just like what happened when I just got cut off, that happens often in our relationship. Where I'm speaking.
I love a quiet man. Let me talk and you just listen.
How about you tell the story and if you got something else?
Okay, well, from what I remember, I don't remember this until you told me this the other week when we were talking about it, but that we were in Africa and I gave you my phone number and I put my phone number in your phone.
Oh yeah.
You tell the rest because I don't remember.
And you were telling me how to spell it, and you said it's Kiara, and I said, oh, like Kia RA. I have a cousin named Kia, so that's how I remembered it. Because I don't know why I couldn't just type it in my phone then, but maybe it was on a piece of paper. I don't know.
And so we were friends from. That's when I had my iPod. I remember my parents didn't let me get a phone until I was in 7th grade, and we met in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I had Pinger text free on my iPod, but then we started dating in high school because we went to high school together too. And we didn't start dating till the end of senior year. Remember that, how that happened?
I do remember how that happened. Should I start back in December?
Just but keep it short.
Okay. Oh, cool. Anyway, Kiara expressed interest, and I was like, okay, cool, because I had kind of like Kiara too. And then I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and maybe I should shoot my shot. But in the middle of Kiara's rambling about how she feels about me, she says, I'm not suggesting that we date. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad she said that because I was about to look really dumb. And so months go by, we're at the end of the school year, and Kiara shoots her shot again and she scores the basket. And
okay,
you're welcome.
To be fair, when we were, like I said, we've been friends for a long time. So I was nervous when I said, I'm not suggesting that we date because I didn't know how you felt. So I was like saying that just in case you were like, stink. So that's why I said.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's the same reason that I wouldn't have said anything because we've been like friends for so long. I just feel like that's the wrong move. Like you don't really, you don't talk to your friends like that.
Speaking of though, there was one of the things that like people sent in on my like social media was that like an unpopular opinion is that girls shouldn't make the first move or girls don't make the first move. This is me saying ladies make the first move, especially if you have a shy man. Just kidding. Anybody that you like in general, but especially if you have someone that's like not gonna tell you how they feel unless you tell them. Because look where we are now. We've been dating for almost 2 years, which is kind of crazy. Not crazy, but like, who would have thought? Me, you, here we are.
Yep.
Oh, another point I wanted to make about, you're also part of the reason why I started doing this. Did you know that? Because I feel like, basically I was just thinking I need to get a hobby because I felt like you were really busy, especially with like I was about to call it the pandemic. And I felt like I had nothing to do. So I was like more consumed in our relationship than I feel like I've ever been before. And I was like, I need to catch a hobby real quick because this is not cute. But yeah, okay, anyway. So we've been dating for 2 years, and a majority of our relationship has been long distance. And I got a few like comments about that, like how we maintain a long distance relationship and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go first since I let you talk a few times already. And I'm gonna say that I think our relationship works because Malcolm doesn't give me any issues. Like, well, he's not the only reason why it works, but we don't have like struggle love. I don't feel like no offense to people that do, but I'm really glad that we don't have like I don't feel a need to like worry about you. And I hope you feel the same.
I do.
Okay. And so yeah, so I think that's why it works. And also because we communicate, I feel like we have pretty good communication. One thing that I will say though, and I know we've talked about this before, is how like I feel like because we were good friends, we thought it was gonna be easier than it was, but we didn't like know I feel like I didn't know you the way I thought I knew you. So like it was just like, a lot of learning about you and like myself, how you communicate, because we're like very clearly polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let me go on for too long now.
No, I was about to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Because one thing you will do is talk. But you remember the first week that we were dating, and we were like, I wasn't like, we were in school and I wouldn't like hold your hand or like do all that other stuff, and you were like, this is not gonna work. And it was just like the first time that we had like disagreed on something like so serious, and it was just like, dang, maybe this isn't gonna work. But that was like really early.
Yeah.
Not like that, Kiara. So what's your face?
Now you want to break up on me in a week, y'all. Ciao. Comment down below if we should have broken up then. No, I'm kidding. All right. So also, yeah, that was like the biggest thing that I could think of. Is there anything else? Because I feel like people did like ask about that, like to say something about that. I definitely feel like long distance relationships get a bad rep. Like a lot of people are like, distance is hard, which it really, really is. And like this, that, and the third, and it's just like not worth it because we're so young and stuff like that. But like I feel like any relationship that you have is an investment. And so for us, I feel like right now the biggest investment is just being able to do the distance. And then like when we finally can like be together, live together, whatever, then it'll be like whatever that comes with and stuff like that. So I definitely don't think that that is a deal breaker.
Yeah, but I don't think it's for everybody though.
Yeah.
Because some people, they know how they act when nobody's watching. So
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I feel like in our relationship there's trust, and we just know each other well enough where it's like that isn't, like you said earlier, that isn't like stress in our relationship.
Yeah, like the biggest stress is like, dang, I haven't seen you since August. Like that's crazy, but like at least it's better than dang, I wonder what he's doing tonight. Another thing is that I think is important to note too about our relationship in general, not just like long distance, is how different we are as people. And I feel like that's been not a big thing, but like that's definitely something that is worth mentioning too. I feel like y'all can say, I'm gonna go ahead and speak for us again, but I'm very like rambunctious, outgoing, like, and Malc is very like, to put it into gestures. But I definitely feel like we balance each other out well.
Yeah, I'll take the floor. So I think one thing, I'll speak on this, like things we've learned from being so different. It's like one thing I've learned is I need to be a little bit more expressive, like especially in our relationship when it came to communicating, like what?
Turn that up.
When
Turn that up.
when it came to communicating our like my feelings and just talking about like things I haven't talked about, and trying to like be more, I guess, loose with people that are outside of my circle. But on the flip side with Kiara, I was like, yeah, it's
Speak
your
on it.
turn. I was like, I was like, maybe this needs to calm down. Like, I don't, in our relationship, like, I never want to like make Kiara not Kiara, like anything that you weren't before. But there were just like certain things where I was like, well, Kiara, that's not a big deal. So like, why are you going crazy over this? Or, you know,
I feel things deeply. And sometimes I have trouble expressing what's at the core of what I'm feeling. Okay. But
okay.
no, I agree. And I feel like the things that I've learned, I feel like are completely opposite of Mal. Like he said, like understanding that things really aren't that big of a deal. Or even with him, I was talking to him about this the other night, how like in my head, like I'm a very cynical person. And like the first thing that I always think is somebody's trying to play me. And I don't like being played. So like my instant reaction to anything, like it can be the smallest thing is like, that was intentional. You tried to hurt me. Now I'm mad. And so I feel like I definitely react that way, not even like yelling, screaming, but like the way that I even express what I'm feeling is very like cynical of like the things that like you might be thinking or whatever. And then Malcolm like text me back like something like real sweet, short, whatever. I'm like, oh, that does make sense. Like, chill out, calm down. Also, I'm
Getting mad
burning
at
up.
me for no reason.
I put on sometimes too though I do begin aggravated with him because his mellowness comes across as nonchalant sometimes. Like for example, we'll be like talking about something or like dealing with something, and instead of like, I just feel like when I'm talking to you, I need a response. And so instead of like give me a response, will be like, okay, I understand. I need more. Or
For
like,
people that want to be heard, when I say I hear you, and then it's not enough, like what do you want from me?
all right, so that's something that we need to keep working on, audience. But yeah, that's definitely, but I feel like, okay, just to wrap this whole segment up, I feel like one thing that we've talked about that has really, really helped me is like understanding intentions versus like impact. And I definitely feel like I know that you wouldn't do anything to hurt my feelings. And you know that like I wouldn't do anything to intentionally hurt your feelings, even if I'm upset. I'm not trying to like hurt you or like do like wrong by you. So that's what sometimes keeps me from being like crazy, too crazy. So yeah. What is there anything else that you want to say about us? Um, well, I'll say that later because I was about to make a point, but it's gonna come up later anyway. So before we move into these things that people send in, which I'm actually really excited to let's talk
Bring it
about.
on.
Moving on. So this first story is okay. Sorry. So in this first story, the person says, my freshman year of high school, my first boyfriend told me he loved me within a week. And then he cheated on me with his ex a few weeks after we started dating. I found out because they were using a shared Google document to coordinate hooking up because their parents didn't allow them to speak on any other platforms. She also pretended she was pregnant so she could get him back. Y'all worried about checking phones? Let me check your Google Docs while you playing.
I'm trying to think of who this is, but I don't remember the story.
I don't really have no reaction to this other than that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Not Google Docs.
Google Docs is hilarious. Y'all don't even have Kit. Come on.
This is another one. She said, she got into an altercation. I don't really want to share it because it's a little not PG. She got into an altercation with her boyfriend, like one of her exes, a while back. And later on, they got into another thing and she said that he was hysterically crying because she wore leggings to school one day, saying that she was basically cheating. And he threw a phone at the wall that she was standing next to, and it shattered. And then he blamed it on her. Ooh, child, the ghetto. Nah, sorry, she cool, but these are really funny, and I'm actually really glad that she sent them in because thank you,
Yeah.
because that's funny. That's crazy. But this
Have you
reminds me
ever
of
been
another. Oh, go ahead.
have you ever been angry to the point where you want to like destroy something, like throw my phone against the wall?
I'm more of a. I don't know, more of a screamer. Like I'm more of like a that kind. I can't imagine you like super mad. I will actually be scared. Like if you started yelling or something, I'd be like, what do you want me to say? Because I don't know what to say. Because yeah, but that brings me to another point about people talking about like struggle love in general. That's what I'm referring to it. But one thing that somebody said was about like women and men and like domestic violence, basically, and like girls shouldn't expect to be able to hit a man and him not put his hands back on her. And I agree. I'm sorry.
I don't think anybody should put their hands on anybody,
Right?
but I
That
also think like men, I'm trying not to get canceled.
I
How
knew you were gonna say what you're about to say, but go ahead and say it. Sorry, go ahead.
like men know that they're physically stronger than women. Most men, not all men, are physically stronger than women. So like you can like seriously hurt that person when they probably didn't even hurt you that bad, or you got a scratch, you know?
I think it's more for me, it's more of the principle. I do agree that nobody should put their hands on anyone. Like, come on, we're too
Yeah,
old.
that's the first thing.
But at the same time, because
It's
I feel like it's the same thing, like a girl fighting another girl, or a guy fighting another girl. Like you shouldn't put your hands on them just because they're a girl or a guy, and you know that they're more likely to hit you back because you might get beat up, and then you're gonna be embarrassed because you got beat up.
and some of the guys that's hitting girls won't hit a guy.
Ooh, turn that up. What you said?
Man,
Okay.
I got the rewind button.
See it? No, I'm just kidding. No, all right. So we talked about long distance, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I feel like this is another big one, social media, just in general. Like, so social media and relationships. And one that came up a lot was specifically boyfriends interacting with like girls, exes, whatever, on social media.
Hmm.
I don't personally think that, I don't know. It depends. It depends. Like, what is the interaction? What is the relationship with the ex? Because to be honest, this was another thing. I feel like I'm all over the place, but somebody was saying that like if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be cool or friends with your ex. And I don't think that's true because like people can agree to end stuff and be on good terms. Like as far as I know, the people that I consider my exes, I feel like I'm cool with them. Like I don't talk to them regularly, but if I saw them, I don't think it would be animosity. But if we dated and you actually don't like me, comment down below. But anyway,
You think they like the videos?
probably not. But if we dated and you watching this and you actually don't like me, let everybody know why in the comments. And then share it with somebody else that you think I dated and then tell them to do the same.
I
No,
would
I'm
like
kidding.
to comment.
You'll like it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but any comments about that? Social media is a disease. That's why I gave it up for Lent. And I'm trying to monitor how much I'm on it in my everyday life anyway. So
Mhm. Yeah. I feel like you're not as attached to social media as you were when we first started dating.
mhm.
Like you've slowly drifted away from it. Like you still post and like comment on other people's stuff, but it isn't like, you know, an attachment to it.
Yeah. So, but today I did, like after I like got ready to film this, like just to see what I look like, like instinctually swiped and clicked on Snapchat to like just look at myself in the camera and I was logged out. And I was looking at the login page like, get it together, sis. But that's what we're working on. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that that's a big deal, but you got to know who you're dating and you got to know who they're, what the relationship is with that, because that could get a little messy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And know how your partner feels about it.
Yeah, because that's important too. I mean, because I think this is something else that we've learned. It doesn't matter how it feels to you. If it feels like crazy to somebody else, then like,
Mhm.
and it doesn't change like the base of who you are, then like let it go.
Yeah.
All right. So, so like somebody said, liking other girls' pictures is not cheating. It's a part of social media. I definitely agree with that.
Mhm.
Um, we talked about girls making the first moves. I'm kind of out of order. Okay, so this is something that's like kind of not necessarily relationship based, but it is. Somebody said something about hookup culture. Like, what is your opinion of that? Like, what do you think about that? Like, we're not in a relationship. I'm just doing me single, and yeah.
I'll speak from the guy's perspective because that's really all I have. I think it's even for women, like hookup culture, whatever, it's fine. But when it gets to like, I hear like a lot of locker room talk, and when it gets to like being disrespectful of like women or men, if it works the other way, like then I think it's like wrong.
Mhm. I think too that like the older I got, because I definitely feel like when I was younger, I used to be like I would think that it was acceptable to call women or men, but mainly people call women like whore or skank. And I don't think that's appropriate. I feel like as long as you're being safe, you can do whatever you want. As long as you're being safe and then honest. Because even if you're being safe, but someone's under the impression that you're the only person they're like sleeping with, then I think that's a problem. Like you have to be honest.
Yeah.
So does that mean like body count? I don't think that matters either to a certain extent. I think okay, let me hear me out now. Hear me out.
Go
Let me
ahead.
turn it. I think body counts don't matter as long, like I said, as you've been safe and you're being honest. I don't think that you should sleep with any and everybody. That's just me.
Yeah. And for me, I think it kind of does matter, honestly, because I don't know.
No, whatever. What's
Just
up?
for me, I don't want the same person that all of Columbia or Washington D.C. has had, you know. And that's I maybe shouldn't have said that, but it
No,
would
it's
be.
okay. It's your opinion. Y'all better not try to cancel my boyfriend.
I'm not on
Like,
social media, so what you
or
want to do?
comment down below if you got none. That's stupid. I'm gonna stop saying that, okay? Somebody said, I don't like the idea of marriage. It feels like a trap. I actually really want to get married. I mean, I know you know that,
Mhm.
but you know what I'm not doing is signing a prenup. Mm-mm. I don't know how you feel. Speak on it, because we can go ahead and end this right here. I'm
What?
not. I'm not signing a prenup.
Why not?
I don't agree with them. Like I feel like marriage is technically a business. It's a legal contract, like whatever.
This is a good. We should have started with this topic.
But to me, if you're trying to make like what are you trying to make me sign a prenup for? Like I understand you work for your money, you work for what you got, what you build or whatever. To me, it seems like one, you don't trust me. And I feel like it puts like bad juju on the marriage anyway, because it's like you feel like if we didn't work out, that we would that I would like try to take all your money, or that we might not work out, so you have to protect your money. Excuse me, I don't know, but I'm not going for that.
This is interesting because I feel the complete opposite way.
Not a
Which,
point of contention.
yeah, but I don't agree with like the bad juju thing. Like, explain how that.
I don't know. I just feel like it puts like I don't. I really can't put it into words because I'm keep it 100. I don't necessarily have a logical explanation for it. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be 100. But what I am saying is I don't know if I'm like I'm not signing a prenup. So.
Well, I'll be signing one on my wedding day, so somebody's gonna be signing one. Kiara.
Ciao. Comment below if you think. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Well, that's a little. Why would you want a prenup? Like, just tell me why would you want a prenup?
It's just like a just in case type of deal. Because the way that you feel at the beginning of like a marriage, if it
Mhm.
ever gets to the point where you're at the end, like I understand that you said like I'm not gonna try to take anything, but like when you're at the end of a marriage, you're probably like hurt. You just want to like I don't know, your emotions might change. 50% of marriages fail. I don't want to be in that 50, but
But I know I'm not signing a prenup, so
we can.
we can cross that bridge when we get there. So
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
just
we're at the bridge. We're having this conversation, but we can have it offline, off the webs.
honey. Y'all, if this video turn up deleted, you're not my boyfriend no more. That's what happened.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Somebody said that their friend thinks that you shouldn't be dating to marry at our age. I feel like dating to marry has a really negative like connotation because I don't think dating to marry literally means like we're dating and we're gonna get married. But I definitely think it means more so like having like intentionality when you are dating, like you working on yourself to be like the best version of yourself in a relationship. They're doing the same. Y'all are like communicating and just like working on those kind of things. And if obviously if it ends up in marriage or like develops into something like that, then you'll get married. But I don't think it's.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
I
do
think
think we're sorry. I do think we're young about. I do think we're young to like be really super focused on that. But I don't think it's wrong. Like
just I think we need to stop giving everything a label. We're
I'm
just dating, you know?
scared. All right, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 more before we like wrap up. One thing that I was gonna say is about um somebody made a comment about Zodiac things, and I felt like it tied into our relationship, but we were talking about different personalities because somebody also mentioned something about love languages. So what I'm gonna say real quick is that I do think love languages, like knowing your partner's love languages, are important. And I think that's another thing that we've talked about too. Like we're just two different people. So like, what do you think are like your top 2 love languages? Mine is quality time and physical touch, and then words of affirmation is a close third. That might be number 2.
I know quality time, and then there's another one. What are the other two?
Acts of service.
I think that one, yeah.
I think that yeah, I think that was yours when we did that little survey.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so but I do think okay. So we talked about this in our that video that I did with my friends about do we think zodiacs make us compatible or not? And I said it's not that big of a deal. What I do think is kind of ironic is that you're a Libra, I'm a Capricorn. I do feel like the fact that I'm very like a very serious kind of person and you're very like a Libra's is like the balance and you're a very like balanced person. I think that's kind of funny. I don't necessarily think it determines it, but I do think our personalities make this work very, very well.
Yeah.
There's
I
kind of
don't
a lot of
really
stuff. I really want to get to everyone's stuff. Um, you said what?
let's do it.
All right, we're gonna move fast. I hope the people don't be mad. I hope the people watch.
We can maybe like cut out some of these sections. Some
Maybe.
no talking.
All right, yeah.
Keep it
Okay.
quirky.
Somebody said 9 out of 10 guys are lying about why their last relationship failed. My man has never been in a relationship before me, Lord. Thank you. Not to put your business out there. I don't know if you wanted the people to know that.
I ain't hiding nothing.
Okay, this one's about struggle love. Like these next few, one is saying that you shouldn't have to put up with stuff because relationships are hard and you have to fight. I agree. I'm 100% on board.
So you shouldn't have to put up with stuff.
Yeah, because relationships are hard and you have to fight. I do think relationships are hard, but not in the sense of like commitment. They're just hard because it's like you're dealing with another person.
Right. Yeah. I agree with
I
that.
agree. That's a popular opinion in my book. Someone else says staying with someone that cheats on you is not love. I think that maybe staying with them, you love them, but them cheating on you. You know, okay, to be honest, I think that you can love someone and still be unfaithful to them.
Explain that. I don't what?
I don't, because like, for example, not for example, I don't have an example. I don't have a personal example before you get, but I don't know, like, I think you can still care about somebody and still not do right by them. I don't think that's a far-fetched concept at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you love someone as much as you may claim. My camera's like, oops, out of focus. But I don't think you love someone as much as you may claim if you cheat on them. But I definitely don't think it. In some cases, I really don't think that it means that you don't love them.
Some people just define love differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think for them, or people who are like really like it's individual. How do you say individualistic without
Okay.
stuttering? That word, they're like individualistic, but they don't understand like relationships and like having to work with somebody else.
For me, I know we talked about this before. Cheating is the deal breaker of deal breakers. Like, you can't come, in my opinion, you just can't come back from that because there's just so many things that are like broken when you cheat. Like trust, you break a commitment, you're a liar in my book now. So yeah, that's something that's a deal breaker for me. But for other people, I definitely don't think it means that you don't love someone.
There's no right way to be in a relationship, I guess. So
But no, y'all. I thought this is a good segue into another thing that somebody commented, which is about, I just lost it, homewreckers. I'm sorry, somebody can't wreck no home that's built on a good foundation. Say that's a word.
that is true.
That's
That
a
was good.
word.
I'll give you that one.
I was about to cuss, but that's a word. I think morally, if you know someone's in a relationship and you cheat with them, you're wrong. But you're not half as responsible, in my opinion, as the person that cheated. And I don't know why people don't understand that. Like, I think it's okay for you to be mad at somebody else, especially if you know, especially if they know. But like at the end of the day, the commitment wasn't to them, it was to your unfaithful man, your unfaithful woman. Any other comments?
I agree 100%. I don't have nothing else saying that.
Okay, now. Okay, someone said the talking stage is better when it's exclusive. And then someone else also said something about how long is too long to talk to someone. And then another one about the talking is basically like if someone isn't ready to commit. I don't believe in the talking stage. I used to when we were in high school, but like there came a point where it's like we're not talking. We're getting to know each other or we're dating. Period.
What's the difference between getting to know each other and the talking stage?
I agree, but I feel like the talking stage complicates things because like I really feel like people dissect or like differentiate talking from getting to know to communicating. Like I used to use those words like, well, I'm not talking to them, we're communicating.
Yeah.
What does that mean? The world may never know. But yeah, like what? I think that if someone still wants you, but they're not ready to commit, they don't want you. That's the answer to that one, in my opinion. Like, say me and you, we weren't actually dating.
Right.
But we were in like a situation where we still liked each other, but you were like, well, I'm not ready to commit. How long is like too long to keep going through that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was on a different path.
Not my fault.
How long is too long? I don't know. I don't think there's a finite answer.
I don't think so either, but it's just too much. Drop them.
Yeah.
That's my
For me, I wouldn't want to just be hanging around forever.
No, drop them. Next.
Which is kind of ironic because that's what happened with us. But I feel like that wasn't like me waiting around. We were just
friends. Yeah, I feel like ours was like a less ready to commit and more of a
we just weren't.
Okay. This is a good one. I think it's something that's good. Like I said before, relying on your partner to make you happy will eventually ruin the relationship.
I agree.
I think for me personally, I agree. I also agree. And I feel like I noticed that happening in our relationship, I guess from my end. And I don't think it ever got to the point where our relationship was like about to be ruined. But I definitely think it caused, like, I feel like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like that period of time where I was always like bitching. And I was like, yeah. And it wasn't necessarily like looking for you to make me happy, but just like even just needing constant reassurance. And I remember we talked about it and you were just kind of saying how like it feels like you're doing what I'm asking, but it's like not enough. And that's was like, okay. And I feel like that's important too, because to a certain extent, you kind of just have to like let things be.
Hmm.
And I feel like you're a very like what's understood doesn't need to be explained kind of person. And to a certain extent, I feel like I'm that too. But I'm also like can you run it back one more time, please?
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, that's literally me. So yeah, so I definitely think it can be, you know,
Yeah.
it can make things harder. Definitely. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we log it on out?
Make sure you like this video and comment because
You're
Kiara works
trying to take my job.
she
I
works
was
really
ready to do
hard.
that.
She works really hard. Sorry for shushing you. She works really hard on these videos and she put a lot of time into making this happen. So give her what she asked for. It's not that hard.
Yes. First, I want to say, I'm going to follow up with that real quick. Thank you to everyone that sent something in because y'all literally made this video to a certain extent, but really y'all did. Everyone, all of my friends that watch this, and especially the people that like will watch my videos and then message me because Malc knows that like I'm always complaining about like how I feel like I'm not doing this right or like I'm worried and might want to like stop doing it even though I've literally only produced 3 videos. And like a lot of people have like messaged me and been like, I really enjoy watching it. And it's very touching. Like it really does mean a lot to me. So thank you to all those people. Thank you to my beautiful, tall, dark, and handsome man for being.
That was sweet.
Thank you to my beautiful man for being on this with me. And even though he's camera shy, even though he's trying to take my job. And yes, so please share this, comment any more unpopular opinions, any stories, any reactions, whether you disagree or agree with us, all that kind of stuff. And thank you everyone for watching so much. It means a lot. Bye. So goodbye.